Hey, what's up, guys? I'm TPB, and welcome to the first ever MPC Pick Ems show. So we're here with the season 4, week 1, and the start of week 2 Pick Ems show. So let's just get right into it. I got Noah here with me,
Hey, what's up?
and yeah. So starting in the Western Conference for week 1, the first game is the Bisharps v the Grumpigs, and it is currently 8-7 in favor of the Grumpigs. So what do you think about this matchup?
Um, let me check.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so the Grumpigs. Oh yeah, it's that team. This team, it's like tons of special attackers, super strong ones. So I think the key to this one is who are they playing?
The Milan Bisharps.
Yeah. So when first looking at it, I actually kind of favored the Grumpigs matchup wise, just because I don't know. I think that Manaphy Thundy and Nihilego, if he even brings like two of them, I think they can break through the Bisharps' defensive options for that. And then honestly, um, with the Bisharps, you got Torn and then Tyrantrum, and then I guess Slurpuff as the main offensive threats.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Grumpigs generally kind of beat those. Blissey definitely helps with the Torn for sure. And just fucking outspeed the other two, and it's fine. They are an issue, but he's definitely got options for that. I picked the Bisharps though, because you know, um, because Takio has MPC experience, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I honestly didn't really look at the matchups much when picking, but if I went back, I probably would have picked the Grumpigs.
Yeah, I ended up picking Takio as well because I feel like the Grumpigs have a really hard time breaking through Bronzong.
That's fair.
Um, other than like Ninetales, but Ninetales isn't coming.
And Tailglow Manaphy.
Yeah, and
And fucking Nasty Plot Thundy.
that get out of here. I mean, it'll do
Nasty Plot
damage,
Thundy's
but
sick.
Bronzong is taking some hits. I also feel like if he could get rid of Thundy T, then Suicune just sort of sweeps. Um, because like he doesn't really do anything back to it if it's like sub.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up also going with the Bisharps. So the next game is the Dynamo v the Gudras, and this one we had one person vote for the Dynamo and 14 people vote for the Gudras. So I guess the main reason for this was because Kyle was only in the league for like 3 games during season 3 or season
And
2.
then Mandy got in like third place in UPC.
Yeah, and Mandy did very well. Also looking at the the Gudras team, what was it that Kyle had a hard time with?
So like Feeny.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, he's got
he's
Bulu.
got
I
Bulu.
don't know.
I don't know. We were discussing this,
Honestly,
and it was just hard
again,
for me to
if
choose.
if I actually looked at the matchups, I probably would have picked because I forgot that Mandy was the team that if you set up rocks, you win.
True.
I kind of I forgot about that. Once you break a Moongus, you just fucking win. Like, then there's just nothing Mandy can do. She needs some better removal, um,
Yeah,
and better recovery.
but then if you look at it on Mandy's side, a Victini, because of all the coverage it gets, it can pretty easily break through this team. Like Psychic for
Yeah,
Tentacruel, Psychic coverage, V Create hits everything hard. Then Ice for Dragonite. Like, it's got a pretty good matchup, as well as Zydog if Bulu gets killed. So, yeah.
yeah, I could see that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think Kyle's game plan was easier
true.
for sure.
But so we had 14 for the Gudras, 1 for the Dynamo. So next up is Stan Antonio Sparks versus the Whooping Cricketoons. So this one had 11 people voting for the Sparks and 4 for the Cricketoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can talk about this
Personally,
one.
I based this one on completely that, because I feel like Will he's talking a lot. He'd be like, man, I don't want to be trash this season. I feel like this week 1 he really wanted to prove something. I didn't really like look at the matchups for any of these, but I was pretty confident in this one just because I was confident in Will to like
Hmm.
show up.
And Mimo he has a pretty inconsistent record throughout
Right.
MPC history. So yeah, that one was more based off of, I guess, people's perception of the players' abilities to battle.
Especially
Um,
since both their teams are like pretty like solid and like
yeah.
there's no like super big gaping holes.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I just based it off of that.
Yep. So next up was the Electivires versus the Malamars. So this one had two. It was 12-4 in Low's favor, the Malamars. So this one we had two sort of I guess experienced NPC players going up against each other, and Low, his reputation, I guess, of just he sort of ran the league last season, and
Yeah.
was he in season 2? I think so. I don't know, but he every
Um,
time he's been
I'm
in
not
the league,
sure.
he did
I
well.
think you know. I think he was the replacement for Brandon.
Right. Yeah. So basically, every time he was in the league, he did pretty well. Um,
Yeah.
and then Carlos, he's been sort of out of the league since season 1. He was in the UPC, so I guess people
Mhm.
just sort of voted for Low for that reason. And his team is really sketchy, but it's a team that I know Low. I'm pretty sure he knows how to use it pretty well. He loves Latias, so
Yeah, I trust Lowe no matter what. I personally think Lowe is the best player in the league. Like
yeah,
I think I've
I'll go with that.
faced like all the top players, and I got rolled by Lowe the hardest. So I just picked him because he's great.
Yeah. So next up, we had the Bewares versus the Raikus. We actually disagreed on this one. There were 13 votes for the Bewares and 3 for the Raikus. You want to talk about this one?
Yes. This one was kind of hard because it was like one of the most proven battlers in the league in Destin who's been here since season 1. And then you've got Bash, who is new, but he's like in NPL, so he's pretty good. So I was really interested in this matchup. Team wise, I think that Bash could really take advantage of how goddamn slow Destin's team is.
Especially with his Zero Aura.
Right. Man, looking back at these matchups, I really maybe I should look at team matchups when I pick. Because they're all are like all the battles that happen are kind of what you would expect at first glance of team matchups. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, just looking at it, like even I kind of forgot what happened, but yeah, Destin's speed is super sketch, and Bash has their aura.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
All
I
right.
don't want to spoil, but
Yeah. All right. So next up was the Golurks v the Swabloos.
mhm,
Um, let's see. It was 9-6 in favor of the Golurks. So this one was sort of a Chabs. He's stuck around, so
mhm,
he's been in here for quite a bit. He's never really like went above and beyond, but he's been here. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, I can get that out there. Um, and then I guess we also disagreed on this one. I voted for Chabs because I
mhm.
look at Chabs' team and it's really solid. And
I was
Harley's
just voting for my boy.
fair. That's fair. um,
uh, if I were to redo, and if I took, and if I was like trying to get 100%, um, I can see that Harley's team is
not great.
pretty is some.
It's a team.
It's a team, and then I mean I'm just looking at speed again. Like Chabs has Swellow, and then Blacephalon. Although I think Terracon's faster, but
Yes.
Swellow and is good.
Yeah.
Actually, his team isn't very fast either, but whatever.
Yep.
Swellow's sick.
This one was a bit closer than the past few matchups. So, all right. That's the West. Let's move on to the East real quick. Uh, so the Eastern Conference. You guys can't see that too well. There we go. All right. So the first game was my match, And so you were like, "Oh, I voted for Harley because I voted for my boy." But what happened here, Noah?
Look, Aces, didn't he win? Or he got in second in UPC?
Oh, I can't remember. No,
Whatever. It was. Wait, or he did get in third? I don't
I don't know. We
remember.
promoted him halfway through the season, so that was what was
Yeah.
more
So
fun.
I was like, Aces is sick, but I underestimated you. I'm spoiling whatever.
Wow.
Um.
Okay, but yeah. So his matchup, I guess he had a pretty solid team. It was, some of the things were hard for me to deal with, like Heatran and Diggersby, but I got answers to them.
Mhm.
So yeah. Next up was the town. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. It's
So
fine.
oh, I forgot to say it was 11-5 in favor of me. So next up was the Talonflames versus the Meloetas. 13-3 in favor of the Meloetas. I went for the
Mhm.
underdog here with Jordan.
That that was your worst pick.
Wow.
I prepped for dubs. Look, both these guys are my boys. I love both of them. I prepped with dubs because he was just around. I was helping him, and man, like,
Like what?
so I expected Dubs to win because he's so good of a player, but I do think that Jordan definitely had a chance to win, uh, for sure. Just because Haxorus is so good, and
Yeah,
if he like
exactly.
set it up correctly, like honestly, just straight up lead Clef, set up 2 screens, wish pass into Haxorus, and then he kind of just wins, like
Yep.
straight up.
I saw Haxorus and I said, okay, yeah, he might win.
Yeah. But
Um,
Haxorus,
yeah,
I do think that he's kind of, if it's your first time using it, which I think it is for Jordan, it's kind of weird. Like it's kind of a weird mod to get used to, but it really is like any team it's on, it's the center of the team.
yeah, it's just
Like
it's solid.
you have to build around it. Like every week it comes for sure.
But yeah. So next up was the Carnivines versus the Vulpix. These two teams both were not great, and they got low ratings in the post draft power rankings.
Yeah, these are the 2 lowest ranking teams going against each other.
hmm And it ended up going 12-2 in favor of the Vulpix.
Hmm.
Both of these players, I believe, are newcomers. Other than, Barden was in for only a couple games, I think, of season 3, so it was two
Yeah, he was a
fairly,
replacement for
yeah,
UPC.
it was two fairly unknown players.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just, I guess people voted for DS. More people know DS because of other leagues, so I think that sort of played a factor into it.
Yeah, I kind of voted for him because I played him in another league and he was pretty solid. And I just
hmm
Barden's kind of unproven, and both these teams are trash, so I didn't really factor that in.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So, next up we had the Murkrows v the Lipards. So Ray was the champion of season 3.
that's the
So
reason I picked him.
yeah, so he got 11 votes off of that. Zach
Yeah.
ended up getting 5. Um, so Zach, he's got Mamoswine, so that's always a threat. But overall, it's just, I think due to people knowing how solid Ray is, people
Hmm.
ended up voting for him. Although I know Ray doesn't quite like his draft, so you know some people voted in the other ways.
I mean,
Yeah,
I trusted him because
yeah,
he'd be low, and like he'd be low in finals, so like you gotta vote for him.
yeah.
Like until like once it gets like to some close matchups, like Justin, or if Dubsy is truly back in God form, um, might have to look at that again.
All
Uh,
right,
but yeah.
but yeah. So 11-5 in favor of the Lipards. Next up, this one is the Rays versus the Galades. 15-1 in favor of the Rays. I think this is the only game that was this like where one team got 15 votes and the other only got one.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah,
This was just straight up like
is Justin's
Justin
pretty good.
is Justice pretty good, and he's like, he's played a
Yeah,
lot in this league.
got a decent enough team.
Yeah,
So
his team's pretty good, so yeah, he got my vote. And round 3, Noivern.
yeah, fair. That's a good point. So yeah, then the last matchup of week 1 is you, the Crowbats, versus Jake and the Beedrills.
Yeah, I voted for Jake because I haven't played Pokemon in a goddamn long time, and I did not trust myself to win, like straight up.
I voted for you. You had a solid matchup.
I know I have a good matchup, but like I didn't vote for myself because I did like when I'm like inexperienced or like not inexperienced, but when I take long breaks and literally like any game I play, I'm straight trash when I come back.
Yep. Okay,
Like
that's fair. All
like
right.
in Melee, dude, my first Melee tournament I got back was god awful. I think I went 0-2. It was trash.
Nice. All right.
So, yeah.
I guess let's just move on to the results then.
All
So,
right.
Western Conference, we had two major upsets here. So the Dynamo v the Gudras, where it was 14-1. Kyle ended up winning, and Spoink is the only person who got a point for that. Good job, Spoink. Good job, Kyle. Cool. The other big upset was the Bewares versus the Raikus. 3 votes for the Raikus versus 13 for the Bewares, and Bash ended up winning. Again, because of that Zero Aura, just the speed was able to overwhelm Destin and just the coverage it gets.
Mm-hmm. Zero is underrated as hell, dude.
Mm-hmm. The other games sort of went the way people voted. The Bishops v the Grumpigs was very close. However, the Grumpigs Spoink ended up winning.
I think it was because of he just toxic and put up rocks. Like he just toxic everything.
Yeah.
And Thundy did a ton of work. I'm pretty sure he got like 2 kills, right? 2 or 3.
Let me check on my other monitor real quick. But yeah. So that matchup, then Dynamo v the Gudras. Why? Yeah, that one was the huge upset. Got the Sparse v the Cricketoons. Went towards Will and the Sparse. Yeah, that one wasn't really an upset or anything. Pretty much saw that one coming.
Yeah.
Electivires v the Malamars. So there was, I could have seen Carlos winning because if he plays his best, he's pretty good. But Lowe ended up winning with his weird team.
I just don't see it against Lowe. I think he can like. What's his week 2 matchup?
Carlos or Lowe?
Carlos. Oh, it's against. Yeah, he can bounce back against Harley for sure.
Rip Harley. What happened to voting for your boy? Come on.
No, it's fucking Lowe, dude. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
Nobody's gonna beat Lowe.
Then
That's my hot take.
Was Harley v Chabs. Chabs did end up winning. He's just got a really solid team, and Harley's wasn't able to stand up to it because his is not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the West, I guess. Just a quick breakdown. Then moving on to the East. Let's see. So I did end up beating Aces because of Big Avalug eating everything. What a great mon. And Crawdont was just able to pretty much break through. My upset for Jordan v Dovesy did not play out well.
That was the only 6-0 of the week, correct?
I think it was a 5-0. Was it a 6-0? I don't know. It was a wheelchair.
It was a 6-0.
Yeah,
it was a 6-0.
He got
only 6-0 of the week.
He got wheelchaired by Halucha.
By the way, fun note, none of the games in the West were technically wheelchairs because I categorize wheelchairs as 5 and 6, and the highest differential in the West was 4.
Interesting.
But there were 3 wheelchairs in the East.
Yeah. Man. East, I guess there's a bigger skill gap there. Who knows? But so in the Carnivines v the Vulpix did end up winning. DS,
Barely.
he's yeah, barely. It was a very close game, I believe 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
So DS just did end up pulling through and getting that dub. Let's see. Next up were the Murkrows v the Lipards. So Ray ended up getting the dub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a wheelchair, I think. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. That was fairly expected.
I
I
wasn't
guess it's just
expecting it to be a wheelchair, to be honest. I thought it'd be closer.
yeah, I guess. But Ray, he's the
Wasn't it a
champ.
type null sweep?
Yep.
Yeah, type null sweep.
Yeah, it was just very, very hard for Zach to break through type null. It just the rest talk SD set is, pretty busted.
Hmm.
Um so next up we got the Rays v the Gallades. If this was an
Another
upset,
wheelchair.
yeah, it was a wheelchair. If this was an upset, it would have been crazy. But
Yeah.
Justin did just end up pulling out the dub. And the Gallades lost. So Aces is the only person to not pick up a point there. And then lastly, it is you versus Jake, and you lost.
Yeah, I'm ass.
You had a great matchup, Noah. What happened, dude?
You know what happened? Here's what happened. Well, first of all, I kind of over prepped. Initially, I actually had a pretty optimal team, but I just kind of overthought everything. And I should have really brought Umbreon over over Kingdra, because Umbreon was on my initial plan, and then I switched him out for Kingdra, and that was a bad idea. Honestly, if I had that, I probably would have just won. And then a couple weird things happened. The hacks was kind of weird in that game. I Excadrill missed Paulo Sand and with
Sandvale.
Sandville. That was funny.
That was
And
very
then
funny.
I actually since I got the 2 flinches with Togekiss against Aladi, at that point my chances of winning was actually way in my favor. But then I missed. Then I just lost. So that was just kind of unfortunate. I definitely wish that would have hit, because I think I would have won. Like, playing the battle through my head, I'm pretty sure I won. As long as I just need to make like one more play, and I think I won.
Mm-hmm.
Since rocks were up, and he had like 2 Pokemon weak to rocks, and then my Scizor just kind of hard countered his Crest, since I don't think he had HP Fire.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Oh well.
It was
I could have
close.
played better.
And but hey, at least you voted for Jake, so you got a point.
True. I never vote against myself.
You mean for yourself? Never vote for yourself?
I never vote for myself.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So just quick looking at the results of week 1. So Spoink is in the lead. 10 correct, 2 incorrect. Well, Dubsy is in the back with 4 correct and 8 incorrect.
Dang.
Yeah, dang. He's the only person not to hit the 50% mark. Overall, I'd say people did pretty good, especially Spoink. And yeah, there's a lot of 8-4 and 6-6 records, so Pick Ems is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then.
Dang, Spoink is sick.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah. And then Dubs, come
on. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Only 4, really?
How is that even possible?
All right. Then I guess we'll just quickly go through the week 2 voting. So let's see, Western Conference.
Are we gonna do a little game previews too?
What do you mean?
Just kind of like what we did for the week 1 games, where we just kind of do little match previews and talk about the matchup a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and it's gonna matter more for this one because we don't actually know the end.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So this one is the Texas Raikou's Bash versus Takio and the Milan Bisharps. So after Bash's great week 1 performance, it went 13-1 in his favor, and Takio's underwhelming performance. So hey, but Spoink is the one who voted for Takio, so who knows? Who knows? But yeah. So looking at the team matchups, the Bisharps are also pretty weak to Zeraora. Hippowdon is a great answer. However, Grassnot is going to be doing a lot to it. So that thing can really put in some work.
Right. Yeah, Zeraora is really good against this team. I could also see a nice Z Como O sweep. Oh wait, Omniboost is banned. Never mind, I'm done.
Get out of here. Yeah, but
I forgot my rule set, dude.
I do think there's a chance for Takio to win. Because if the Raikous don't bring Escavalier, then a Belly Drum Slurpuff can sort of just run through the team.
Also, Torn T, other than Zeraora, has a pretty good matchup.
Yeah.
Like, just in general.
Yeah, I agree. He overall, it's a pretty even matchup, I'd say. But then
Yeah, wow. Torti is really good
yeah.
because it beats Tangrowth, Como. Uh, it can beat Uxie. It's fine. It can be Manibus, whatever. But it beats Escavalier with Heatwave.
Mhm.
And that's probably one of the most important ones because that thing's kind of hard to break,
Yep.
especially since I don't think he has a fire type.
Nope.
So Torti is going to be super crucial.
Mhm. Um yeah, so I think it's an overall pretty even matchup, and it's just gonna the votes came down to how the week 1 matches played out, where Bash played pretty well and Takio did not.
I could definitely see a reversal though.
Yep, I could too. So next match is the Malamars v the Gudras. You can go over this one.
All right, so uh, we've got two pastel ass teams. uh, talk about their logos. They're both purple, whatever. All right, so we've got Low, who's the best player of the league, I think. And we've got Mandy, who, coming off a pretty tough week 1 loss. I do think rocks are coming again.
Fair.
For sure. So I think it's going to be Mandy's job to really be diligent about removal,
Mhm.
um, and making sure that she doesn't get weakened by rocks that much. And glide score is definitely going to be an issue for her, just
Mhm.
because like it can chip her, but like it's super hard to chip glide score.
Yep.
So I I don't see Mandy breaking Gliscor that easily, and I think Low just takes it. Like, I think this is a really bad matchup for her.
Yeah, I agree. Lowe's he's also got 2 spikers on his team, and
Mm-hmm.
Ferrothorn does not care about anything Feeny does, so
Right.
it can get him up pretty reliably. Um, and then there is one thing I think on Mandy's side. I think Victini sort of dismantles this team. Just
I
aside
could
from
see that.
yeah, aside from like a bulky Alolawak, if there are no rocks up, which is like pretty situational. Just combination of like U-turn, Bolt Strike, and V-Crate is very hard for Low to deal with, just because it's got so much power.
But
Um,
Victini is slow as fuck.
I mean,
Like,
100 is not bad versus this team.
100 is pretty bad. Manshao could just knock it off. Uh, I guess if it has Z, it won't do as much, but Lottie has Shadow Ball. And
Lottie's not
if,
Okoen.
alright, Z Shadow Ball.
Fair. Okay, but yeah, I think a choice scarf Victini can do a lot.
That's fair.
So yeah, next matchup is the Golux versus the Bewares. So Chabs against Destin. So this one went 13-3 in favor of the Bewares.
Uh-huh. And this
Um,
is going to be a little bit of a bounce back week for Destin, and then this is going to be a prove yourself week for Chabs
mhm.
for sure. Because I don't think Chabs has ever beaten Destin.
I don't think so either.
He might have upset him once. I can't remember.
Who knows?
Someone upset Destin like last season or season before that was like super notable, but I forget who it was.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, honestly, Chabs doesn't have the worst team matchup, but uh, I do think that Thundy Eye could kind of just paralyze things, especially like Blacephalon
Mhm.
and Swallow. Like, I mean, Swallow's not going to stay in, but the good thing about that though is that Chabs has Zygarde and Rotom, which both can't be paralyzed. So I don't know. Like, Destin's probably going to bring at least one Scarfer, if not two.
Yeah.
Uh, Zygarde might sweep.
Yeah. The main thing in Chabs' favor is like Decidueye is the only Zygarde resist, and Decidueye, it's not the best mon in the world.
Right. And
Um,
another notable thing is that Destin doesn't have a fairy, so he can just click Outrage.
yep, that is. Yeah, that's true. Just spamming outrage and even just thousand arrows. It's so strong against Destin's team.
Mm-hmm.
Because like his bulk doesn't really appreciate Zygarde at all.
I could even see a subcoil. I think that might be really good too.
Yeah, and that would even allow him, if he wanted to run like Toxic or Glare, and that way, like nothing is really gonna be beating that set on Destin's team reliably.
Right.
He's gonna at least have to sack him on to
And
be
he's
able
gonna
to beat it.
have to run HP ice on like 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that case, then you know really bring a pretty good Blacephalon set, and that thing's not they're probably not gonna beat him since they already have HP ice for Zygarde. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly think Chabs might have the team matchup. It's just Destin's a good player.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Destin, I think he can also pull it out. Yeah, he's got Feraligatr too, which is a pretty good matchup
That's
against.
true. Feraligatr does have a good matchup.
Other than Rotom Wash, it kind of breaks through his team. But yeah,
Yeah,
let's.
Rotom might have to be Fizdef for
Mm-hmm.
sure. All right.
But let's move on. So the Swablues versus the Electivires. So or Cricketoons
You
versus
missed the
Tynamos.
Dynamo. Yeah.
So 2 votes for the Cricketoons, 14 for the Tynamos. Sorry, Mimo. What else?
I
What else
mean,
is there to say?
Nemo. Look, I could see a Z Fly Lando doing good.
Yeah, but Skarmory.
True. Gravity.
All right, you got me. You got me.
Gravity Z Fly Lando the goat.
Yeah, I just I don't really see Mimo winning this one. And if he doesn't bring Honchkrow, then Alakazam's gonna like run through this team pretty easily. Because only B can outspeed it, barring Scarfers. It's kind of rough for Mimo.
Magneton resists Alakazam things.
I mean, if it's Scarf, it's not killing, and it doesn't want to eat a Focus Blast at all. I don't know.
But why doesn't he run Eviolite?
All right,
I guess Lucario. Never mind.
Yeah, like
is he even OHKOing Lucario with Scarf though? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He could bring a Violate. It checks Skarm. So.
This matchup's actually really bad for Mimo the more I look at it. Wow.
Yeah. Webs are pretty useless because he's got Tentacruel and then he has Dragonite, which is immune. I don't know. I don't really see Mimo pulling this one out.
And then I honestly could just see like a wacky Z Rhyperior, like Z Surf or something. Like I don't like a
Rhyperior's not a Zmon.
Oh my god, why isn't it Zmon? I forgot. I
mean, Rhyperior can still do a lot of work against this team.
That's true. I don't know. I'm just throwing out stuff, but like everything I see on Kyle's team just does really good.
Yeah. I think he could bring any Mon and it wouldn't be a bad bring, and that's including Slacking.
I disagree.
if he doesn't bring Regirock or Mismagius, it's Slacking, it could be tough. That's all I'm saying. He's not bringing Slacking probably, but who knows. So
okay.
So yeah, I'm thinking it's in Kyle's favor, and yeah, next matchup is the Swablues versus the Electivires. This is 8-8. And you can talk about this one.
I'm super excited about this matchup because we've got 2 champions playing, and 2 like champions who like haven't really been playing too well since their championship win.
They're washed up.
Yeah, this might be my most hyped matchup of the week.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's super close. I think both our teams aren't good, so I don't know. I think there'll just be like cool sets coming. Because the one thing I will say about Carlos about his week 1 is that he brought some cool sets. Like that Snorlax set was sick. I think he can do some cool Necrozma things this week too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. That'll be a fun match. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, so we both ended up voting for Carlos. Yeah, I just think his matchup with like Snorlax, Keldeo, Necrozma, I think it's really strong against Harley's. But then again, Carlos has no answer to KB. Like, no good answer.
Keldio's not bad. Well, offensively.
Oh yeah, okay, offensive. He doesn't have a switch into Kieran.
Right. I guess like oh yeah, he doesn't really have a great Kieran too.
Mm-hmm. And I'm
Maybe like
I bet even resists are falling over to like Z Free Shock. But yeah. Mimikyu could also put in some work.
That's
So
true.
I feel like
Mimikyu has a good matchup.
Yeah, I feel like Harley has a couple Mons, like his top tier Mons have a good matchup, but then Carlos overall has the better matchup in my opinion.
Oh really? I was thinking yeah, I don't know. Keldeo is definitely gonna be a factor.
Like
for sure.
If Primarina
is a fantastic matchup.
If Primarina, yeah, whatever, doesn't come, then Keldeo is just gonna run through the team. I believe Harley's also lacking a dark type, so Necrozma can just spam Photon Geyser. So yeah, it'll be a fun matchup.
Newsflash, my classes this week I canceled.
Nice.
Easy. I have class tomorrow. Shit, whatever. I don't have class Wednesday though. Easy.
All right. So next up, last game of the West is the Grumpigs versus the Sparse. So this is heavily in the Sparse's favor, 11-4. Yeah. So go ahead.
Thundy T.
Thundy T.
Thundy T is pretty good.
Okay, yeah.
Wow. Celesteela Pex. Donphan, he has his Grass Knot. Raikou doesn't touch Thundy.
Kyurem.
Kyurem, you've got the all-out pummeling.
Nah, what if it's...
Dude.
He doesn't have room for Nasty Plot, Focus Blast T-Bolt, and fucking Hidden Power Grass. He does have room.
No.
I don't know.
Grass, not Hidden Power Grass.
Fucking...
Dude.
Ice, my bad. For Donphan.
What? Grass Knot?
Oh. Okay, well, he doesn't have a hidden power then. You know what?
Yeah.
Never mind.
He doesn't need hidden power. Bro.
What about Diancie?
Alright, just switch out. That's like one of the only mons that stops it.
Okay, Kyurem definitely stops it. Diancie stops it.
All out pummeling, no.
Scarf Kyurem is best set. And
Alright,
you know what?
Whatever. Thundy kind of rolls.
Max Spit FAV beats it.
Okay.
Okay.
All out pummeling.
Max Spit FAV eats a +2 all out pummeling. Maybe.
Really? Maybe. I don't think it does, dude.
Maybe. I'm putting my entire reputation on this one. Ooh, and it does not.
Yeah, I don't.
All right. Okay. Fine. I'll give you that one. What if it's Scarf? There we go.
All right. Cool.
So yeah, no, but Thundy does have a good matchup, but I do think Will has answers to it. I definitely do. Even an AV Donphan it'll eat, and then I'm sure it'll Oko with Stone Edge, or it can slow it down with Rock Tomb.
Yeah.
Manaphy could do some work here.
Manaphy's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, Pex is kind of an issue.
Yeah, I mean, even then, it gets Psychic.
That's true. God, Manaphy's stupid.
Yeah. So yeah,
he doesn't need Ice Beam.
Yeah, he really doesn't. He just needs Psychic and water coverage.
Yeah. That's it.
That's really it. And then it'll sort of break through the entire team.
He could run a nice Rain Dance Tail Glow 2 attacks.
Like that that's actually really hard for Will to deal with. So I think this game might come down to like sack for sack, where Will's just gonna have to sack him on and then try and threaten stuff out.
Man, I want to repick.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the matchup. Spoink has this great matchup, I think.
Yeah. Wait, no, we voted for Spoink.
Oh, we did? Oh, I'm sick.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right. So yeah, the more we talk about it, I see Manaphy and Thundee just, destroying this team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess we can move on to the East. All right. So let's see. Is this in frame? All right.
Gallades versus Volks.
Gallades versus Volks.
Oh, clean 15-0.
Yep. Let me just fix that real quick. Yeah, 15 votes for the Volks. Oof.
Yeah. That is rough.
That is in fact rough.
So let's look at this matchup.
Yeah. All right. So Jirachi, Alola Tails. I feel like Serp can do a lot against this team. He does have some decent answers, but really nothing other than Noivern will outspeed it.
Does Scolipede win? Not really, because he has Rotom Heat. Okay.
Let's see.
Rotom Heat's kind of an issue.
I agree.
Rotom Heat's an issue.
He does not really have a switch into a Diggersby that has Dual Stab plus Ice Punch. Like, yeah. Diggersby can pretty easily just bop this team but he would have to predict right, depending on what move he clicks. So there's that.
Yeah, right. Like Domize.
Yeah, like that can eat EQs and returns, but it's not gonna take Ice Punch as well or Fire Punches.
It won't get O-code.
Yeah, but it'll get to it KO'd. It can't switch in.
That's true.
Depending on the set, of course. I bet offensive gets O-code, but that doesn't really matter. I feel like Diggersby has a good matchup.
For sure. Diggersby has a good matchup.
On the Gallade side,
Rotom is really tough to deal with.
Yeah, Rotom Heat is pretty solid, as well as I feel like Jirachi, because Heatran is really his only answer. Period.
And wait, does Jirachi get Earth Power?
I don't know, but it gets Hidden Power Ground.
That's true. Yo, Air Balloon gang.
There we go.
Air Balloon Tran is the best Tran.
But I feel like Jirachi could do a lot against this team.
That's true. Yeah, this is a tough one to pick. Yeah. Honestly, based on team matchups, so I just went with the more proven player. So.
And I think everyone did that. So.
Yep.
All right. Next up is the Detroit Leopards versus the Michigan State Meloettas, the Michigan matchup.
All right, this one is. I'm excited. I think Ray's gonna win, but
Ray's gonna win.
I hope Dubs. Pulling.
You really want Dubs to come back.
Look at Coco. Look at Coco. Please look at Coco.
Okay. All right, Coco.
What stops it?
Let's see. Flygon with a good prediction.
HP Ice Coco.
You know what? I actually bet Type Null will eat.
Okay, I could see Coco, but like a U-turn Volt Switch, like T-Bolt HP Ice, like what stops it?
I mean, I guess nothing really could prevent it from getting momentum, but Type Null does eat. And he's got some really solid Scarfers on his team. Flygon, Hoopa, Infernape, even Mesprit could come Scarf.
Hoopa's a good Scarf. Does Hoopa outspeed?
With Scarf.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then let's look at how Lucha has.
Klefki has Prankster, Thunderwave.
True. Yeah.
And I'm sure it eats a hit and then can play rough. Yeah.
Yeah. Klefki is an issue.
Oh, and Golbat. I'm sure Golbat actually demolishes Hawlucha. I guess I never really thought about that. Maybe you never saw the.
Yeah, but what attack would Golbat do?
Brave Bird.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot I got Brave Bird. I always forget.
Yeah, so Golbat can eat.
I mean, he's got Entei and Steelix. He's got 2 fire types, and fire does. It doesn't do great. It does okay. It beats Klefki, which is really important.
I guess one thing about Ray's matchup that I love is just Azumarill. Like, Alo is the only only switching on Ray's Dubsy's team. And if like a banded Azumarill, like Aquajet, Liquidation, Play Rough can do a lot, or just even Belly Drum can do a lot. Like this team really doesn't deal
Aloe.
with it well, other than
Yeah,
Elo.
belly drum I think is scary because it can beat Aloe.
Yeah, like
Um,
Ozzy's just it's got a really solid matchup.
yeah,
And then I do like the double Belly Drum core. Lanoon can also do a lot against this team. Just clicking E
true.
speed, and then because his
Yeah,
bulk is pretty slow on Dubsy's
I,
side.
I do think Dubsy's team is top heavy. I think Coco is just super hard to deal with, but everything else, I agree. I think Ray has the matchup generally. Once he beats Chansey and Aloe, he kind of wins.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Um,
I don't. Yeah, okay. And then I
and
feel like Ray's offense.
he has plenty of mixed attackers too, like Nape Hoopa. Um, that's it.
Yeah,
That's still enough
Flygon.
though. That's your top two picks. Flygon sucks. Both of
Wow.
your top two picks can be mixed, and
Yeah,
they can be
they
like
they can
a
just beat
Fizz
everything.
Def Aloe and Spit. I mean, Chanty's
Chansey,
just
it's gonna be Fizdef, but it's a spit F wall.
yeah. So yeah.
Yep. And almost everyone voted for Ray.
Yep.
Cool. All
I
right.
hope Dubsy wins though.
Next up is the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Beedrills. So this is Justin v Jake.
Hmm.
13 votes for Justin, 3 for Jake. I voted for Jake. I believe in Jake.
I voted for Justin.
I just I think
I almost won
Jake
while
can win.
choking, so
I think Jake can win.
I think
Actually,
Jake can win. I don't think it's very likely.
I didn't look at the matchup at all. Let's see. Ooh, T-Tar, that's pretty good against Jake's team.
T-Tar's pretty good. He's got a low kick Weavile. And he's got Z low kick Weavile. Thank you.
Volcanion, it doesn't really want to switch in on water moves. So, looking at the matchup, Latios, it's got a solid matchup because it's a Latios. But
Man.
Justin, he's got T-Tar and he's got Starmie and Gengar.
Weavile has his great matchup.
Yeah.
But he's got a Buzzwole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Buzzwole
is
Huh.
Cress is good against Buzz. Not really.
Not really. Defensively,
Wait,
Buzzwole.
Who's faster?
Who? That Cress or
Cress
Buzzwole?
or Buzzwole?
I think Cress.
I think it's Cress. Yeah, Cress is faster.
Yeah, but
so honestly, I could see a Specs Crest with Moonblast and Psyshock.
But
That's heat.
if you lock into a psychic move, then T-Tar comes in and pursues.
Yeah, then you fucking switch out. No, you switch out like you use the psychic move and then you fucking get out of there.
Okay, whatever. I'm gonna be honest, I do not see Specs Crest sweeping.
Yeah, I know.
On Jake's side, Gramble does kind of deal with Buzzwole. It's got Intimidate, and it can take on the dual stab.
Yeah, Gramble's good.
Gramble's
really good.
Yeah, I also feel like Araquanid can sort of body bag.
I disagree.
Really?
Look at his top 4. I mean, it can body. I mean, T-Tar can fucking Stone Edge it.
Well,
and
okay.
It
defensively, he doesn't switch into Araquanid if it's banded. Like just choice band liquidation.
I mean, he has immense with Intimidate. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
You really want your Ments to be taking damage, and even then,
I mean, if it's got Roost, yeah.
Okay, if it's got Roost, but then
if it's Intimidate Roost, like it's a bulky Ments for sure.
Even then, if rocks are up, you're looking at 60% on your Salamence. Then you're either forced to Roost, which just gives Jake momentum, or you lose your Ments.
True, but then you can just fucking Z-Fly. Easy.
Okay, I don't think he has a good switch into Araquanid. Yeah.
But hold on. What are Jake's rockers?
Palo
Sand.
Big busted. hey, the best all right, I don't know. What does it counter? It counters Buzzwole. It's the best Buzzwole answer in the game.
Alright, whatever. Weavile does a ton of work.
Yeah.
But so does Buzzwole. Latios. It just depends on how Jake deals with Buzzwole. Because once
Mm-hmm.
Buzzwole goes down, Weavile can kind of go in
Oh, my
if
bad.
he has rocks up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Weavile just kind of wins once Buzzwole falls.
Okay, yeah. I agree. So, I had to get my upset in for the week, and I voted for
I
Jake.
mean, it really it depends how he deals with Buzzwole.
Yep, I agree. So, next up is the Vulpix versus the Talonflames. So, this is 9-5 in favor of the Talonflames. Um, so this
All
has
right.
sort of uh,
I guess people are picking based on how goddamn good Jordan's team is.
yeah. So Jordan, he's got a pretty solid team versus the Vulpix, which has a pretty not good at all team.
But
So
let's look matchup wise.
yeah, matchup
Just like
wise,
straight up.
what do we got? Garchomp. Garchomp could be a bit of an issue.
What's the Vulpix Specs Greninja answer?
Chesnaught. Well, here's the
Ice
thing.
Beam?
What I've noticed, and this, no offense to Jordan, but he's not very good at predicting.
That's true.
I think pretty often he over predicts, and it doesn't work out for him all the time. So choice items I don't think they really work out for him. I could see Garchomp doing a lot against this team, just like Z Poison
Greninja,
Jab, SC,
I don't see how he deals with Greninja. I
AV
just don't.
Mag. There you go. Seismitoad. There you go. Spit F Seismitoad. Yeah, with Water Absorb.
Oh wait, I forgot it gets water absorb. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like despite not having a great team, DS has the tools to beat Jordan specifically, and I also think his overall record and just his overall like how good he's done is better than Jordan's. He's got Ditto to prevent a Haxorus sweep.
That's true.
I see it going towards DS, so I voted for him.
I could see that. I do like if Jordan plays correctly, which is an if.
We'll see.
I think he definitely wins. Like if he plays like just straight up just really good and like barely any flaws, I think Jordan wins. But like he hasn't proven to me yet that he can play perfectly.
The more I think about it, he's also got Regice, which will eat anything from Gren, any special attack. I don't know. I see DS winning. All right.
I could see could you see like an offensive Empoleon?
Magnezone.
That's true.
But I mean, if Magnezone is weakened or dead, then I could see like just.
Nah, actually, an offensive Empoleon is not that good. Never mind. I was just looking for like Regice and like he's number one, dude.
You're looking for a way for Jordan to win.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he can win.
So, moving on to your game, it is the Crobats versus the Murkrows.
I voted against me again.
Yep. 4 votes for you.
I haven't looked at this matchup at all.
I voted for you. You gotta vote for my boy.
This is the slowest fuck team.
Right. Other than Salazzle. So looking at matchup, I could see Excadrill doing a lot, but then again, he has Slowbro and Zapdos. So don't know about that one. Let's see. What do you have that's good? Scizor is pretty good, but then again, he has Zapdos.
Pretty good.
Yeah. And then what does he have? He has Mamo.
How does he beat Umbreon?
Hitmonlee.
How does he beat Togekiss Umbreon?
Poison Jab Hitmonlee.
That's true.
No. I'm sure. I don't know. Umbreon's pretty solid. I just looking at the matchup, I actually think it's pretty even.
Yeah.
Because Zapdos, Mamo, Slowbro, they all got pretty solid matchups. But then I could see if you play it right, I could see Scizor or Excadrill doing well. I could even see Beware doing well.
Zapdos is just hard as fuck for me to deal with since I don't have an ice type yet.
Yeah. That is true. You're just gonna have to outstall it, I guess. Nice.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Gigalith is good.
Oh yeah, right. Oh,
Gigalith is good against Zapdos.
True. I'll pass you a set after the video.
All right. It better be Rock Blast.
But all right. So I guess we won't get into that too much because we don't want to. Since you might know what you're bringing, you don't want to really.
I don't know what
it.
I'm bringing. I haven't looked at shit.
Well, if you start talking about stuff, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good, you might bring it. So don't want to give anything away. Moving into my game, it is me versus the Carnivines. So Carnivines, the other very low rated team,
got 2 votes.
They got 2 votes. They got more than the Galates.
How does he deal with Mew?
He can deal with it offensively, but defensively, like maybe Dusclops, but Mew can run knockoff. It can run whatever it wants. The thing I think he has trouble dealing with more is Cardon. Like just looking at his team.
Kartana.
I mean, that doesn't want to take knockoffs at all. Like banded knockoff.
It can fucking. The bitch is slow as fuck.
Huh? Okay. Kartana doesn't get recovery, and it does not want to take a knockoff.
I mean, on the switch in, but why would you ever switch in with Kartana? I'm talking like.
Okay.
Just straight up.
So basically, he doesn't switch into Cardon. Z Gyarados with Intimidate maybe, but I have a few possible rockers.
That's true. Like, yeah, momentum's going to play a huge part. Like, I mean, he's got Xurkitree. What else gets it? So, I can look at the new team tabs. Hell yeah.
Lando, Meloetta, and Zatu, and Togedemaru. So he's got a good amount of momentum. But I feel like my offense can sort of deal with his. And like even if I bring some of my low tier picks like Vivillon, if he doesn't bring Lycanroc Dusk, then Vivillon could actually be a bit of a threat to him. Durant actually, it's got a really good speed tier against this team. Like I feel like every single mon on my team could do something against this team.
Oh shit, we could be using the new team tabs when we're looking at matchups.
True. So yeah, I guess let's see. Dark. He has 3 weaknesses and no resists. Well, I got Cardon. You know what? Let me
It's loading.
I'm gonna bring Cardon. So there's a little hint for you.
It's loading. There we go.
Yeah. All right. So what does this tell us?
Oh, sick. All right. So, just looking at speed tiers, you've got a Dugtrio. Is Dugtrio going to put in work?
Yes.
It can trap Xurkitree.
It can trap every offensive member of his team other than Gyarados.
And Kartana doesn't do shit against HP Fire Dugtrio.
But yeah, so I'll put a little overlay of this on the video since you don't really know what we're talking about. So Noah, he made this new doc. It looks pretty sick.
Yeah. Yo, maybe you could just edit this in when we're looking at all the team matchups. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yep, I got you. So that's cool.
Hell yeah.
You did good with the doc.
Took me like 7 hours.
I gotta find out who has the highest base stat total average.
Oh yeah, we gotta look at that.
It's not.
All right, whatever. So
right.
this team, what? Anything else to talk about this team matchup before we end it?
I don't think so. But that is gonna be it for the week 1 Pick Ems. It was fucking an hour long.
Well, this one's gonna be longer because the next video we're not gonna talk about team matchups since like we already did. So.
Yep. It's gonna be a lot shorter.
Yeah, because.
And we're gonna make
pre-team matchups. It took like 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna make it look a bit better. We're gonna be more organized, I guess.
Yep. Because we don't know what we're doing right now, and we're gonna end it soon, so we're not dragging this out. Okay.
Yep. All right.
Goodbye.
See you guys.